is the OTP. That is the head coach of the Titans radio network, Dave McGinnis. I'm Taylor Zarzour. We are the voices you are going to be listening to on the Titans radio network. Miss Amy Wells is back in Nashville, so we are filling in for her today on the OTP. There is something really important that I need to say before we do anything else. Happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you, Taylor. I've already gotten. I'm accepting all money for my birthday. No gifts, no tangible gifts, just American money. Thank you.
I did say to Amy and to Red, hey, you know it's Coach's birthday, and Amy said, you know what would be great is if we took him out for a birthday dinner and made him pay for it. That's what she said.
And you know what? I would expect nothing less from Amy Wells.
Coach, we are on the road in Tampa, Florida, where the Tennessee Titans have been practicing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, playing them in a preseason game on Saturday night. This is still sort of a new trend in the National Football League in the last 5 to 10 years where you go practice against a team, you're in full pads, you tackle them to the ground before you play them in a preseason game. And it seems like a very young football team, which is what the Tennessee Titans are, really get something out of that.
Well, this is essential to do now, especially with 3 preseason games. You know, when I first got in the league, we'd have 5 preseason games, and you'd have 6 weeks of camp. Now everything is shortened, but with 3 preseason games, what this allows, and people are going to start doing this, they've already started across the league a lot. They're going to do this because, in essence, we'll go into the practice that we had today. In essence, what you get is 2 more preseason games.
Yeah.
Because what you can do, you've got 90 players on each roster. You can divide the fields up, so you're getting double the work. That's the first thing. We had a who's who of the NFL at this thing today, and sitting there talking with Rondé Barber, talking with John Gruden. I mean, the number of reps that you can get doing this is so beneficial. And you brought up a good point. A young football team like the Titans, we both talked about it on the way back over here to the hotel. This came at a great moment in time for the Titans at this camp. A really good moment. This was very, very valuable work. And it's not a zero-sum event. I mean, so the competition is what you're looking for, but just going against somebody in a different uniform, in a different jersey, and you're not used to the way that they play, it was really beneficial today, I thought, and I think you did too.
Yeah, I really did. And I'll tell you this, Coach, it was interesting talking to Chad Brinker and to Mike Borgonzi, who, of course, in essence are running the Tennessee Titans, about how you schedule these. And it's almost like a college program's athletic director calling up another college's athletic director saying, hey, do you want to have a game? That's the way you do it. You call up another team. In this case, the Titans called the Bucs. Hey, can we come see you guys? And next week, can we go see the Atlanta Falcons? Last year, they were talking about how Chad Brinker called John Schneider of the Seattle Seahawks, hey, you guys want to come to Nashville and practice against us? And then if they say, yes, we do, then you have to call the National Football League and say, hey, we intend on doing this. It's interesting how they work these things out. Instead of the National Football League simply scheduling them, you have to call another team and say, can we come practice against you for a couple of days?
Well, I've done this for a lot of times in my career. This is probably the 8th or 9th time I've done this. And, of course, you know, being in position to have made those calls before.
Yeah.
The other thing is they're in constant communication, Taylor, prior to this about the way they want to practice. Because teams practice differently. The times are different. Anytime you're a visiting team, you're on their time frame. That's just the way it's been. As I've been on both ends of this. But during the off season, you're in constant contact saying, look, here's where our team is now. Here's what we'd like to work on. In this period, would you mind if we lengthen this period? Can we do? I mean, it takes a lot of planning. Not to mention the ops planning that it takes for the operations people. This is a major, major event.
And it's interesting, the games, I'm not trying in any way to try to minimize these preseason games for position battles all over the field. They are essential. They're critical. I mean, people are winning jobs and losing jobs on Saturday night when the Titans play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But the thing that I really enjoy about these practices, Coach, is you get to see the first team against the opposition's first team. And nowadays in the preseason, you don't get to see the first team, the entire first team very much, but you really get to see it in practice.
Well, look, when you practice against another team, the coaches orchestrated. When you're playing a preseason game, you got 4 quarters.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get reps to everybody,
Yeah.
And especially with just 3 now, you're trying to get reps to everybody. So once you start doing that, the number of reps starts getting distributed throughout your roster, and it's very minimal. Today, they got so much work today, to your point. That's why they split up fields, and it takes a lot of pre-practice organization. Which field are we going to be on? What are we going to emphasize? How are we coming together for team? How are we coming together for the special teams? But the number of reps that you get, and to your point, good against good, you can't get that in a preseason game. You just don't get it. You might get 2 series in a preseason game, but a lot of people, if their roster is pretty well set, because if you've got a veteran roster, you're not going to play your guys a lot. If you've got a young roster, you want to play your guys a whole lot. In practice, like we just had today, everybody gets a lot of reps, and I thought it was very, very beneficial. But that's why everybody does it.
Well, let's just start with the number 1 pick in the draft, Cam Ward, the first-string quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. You referenced John Gruden being at practice. He stood between the two of us for most of the practice, watching Cam Ward go up against one of the best defenses in the National Football League. Todd Bowles is the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's somebody you have a ton of respect for, one of the best defensive minds in the game of football. How did you think Cam Ward did against Tampa's defense?
Well, I mean, in various drills, he really did well. That when they got to team, the first pass he threw got picked because he tried to throw a quick slant with a look off, and they played man and they jumped it just like you knew that they were going to do. What I liked was the way he reacted to it, and he came back. I mean, just standing there with you and Gruden, and John Gruden, John Gruden is let's just get this out there. He's a quarterback guru.
Oh yeah.
He's a quarterback guru. He knows good from bad. I've known John forever, competed against him when I was a head coach, and we've had a lot of games against one another. But what Gruden was saying, every time he said, I really like it because he gets rid of it. He gets rid of it. I always wanted my quarterbacks to throw it. Mm-hmm. I wanted them to throw it. And I thought that he did. I thought that he did very well because here's what he did. The first pick that he threw, which was a really good jump by the corner, by the way, which they've got a really good defense here, he came back and responded to it. And so, I mean, it was a pretty lively team, period. But just standing there, just listening to Gruden unsolicited, he really likes what he saw.
He also cannot get over that this man's Arizona Cardinals beat his Oakland Raiders.
Hey, look, Gruden has got one of those football minds.
Yeah.
I said, John, you remember we had David Boston against Rod Woodson? He said, man, and so he just started in the whole game.
Yeah.
He's a classic.
This summer, SeatGeek has your ticket to the best live concerts in Nashville at Nissan Stadium. SeatGeek has the best seat, your seat, for an unforgettable summer. From rock royalty to rap superstars, R&B to country, find it all on SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of Nissan Stadium. Little Caesars is the official pizza partner of your Tennessee Titans. Download the Little Caesars app and get your favorites delivered today. Delivery fees apply. Now, back to the OTP.
Yeah, no, he has a ton of respect for you, like everybody else in the National Football League. Give me a couple of guys that stood out to you in practice against the Buccaneers.
I like what the rookie Alec Ayamanor did. I mean, the dude's a big unit, and he
stole my guy, by the way.
He did some really, really, really good things, I thought, today, and that was a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah.
And I thought DK looked good too. Both of those rookie receivers did a nice job today. They did a really good job. Now, when the defense was out there, of course, I mean, you could hear Big Jeff, you could hear Jeffrey Simmons, but both of these defenses just today had a little bit of an edge to them. They had a little bit of edge to them, and then when the one fight that we had, when it looked like Braveheart, both coming off the sidelines, running downhill into each other. I mean, it always starts with the defense.
Oh yeah,
it always does. So, but it was just one fight. Nobody got damaged.
It was football,
a
man.
good
It was
day.
great. I mean, you're going to get fired up. All you've been doing is hitting each other, and you finally get a chance to hit somebody else. The juices are going to flow. What was interesting is all those guys that were quote-unquote fighting each other went into the same cooling room that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have in their facility.
Oh, hey, look.
As soon as it was over, Buccaneers and Titans together went into that same room. So it was nothing that lasted. They all hugged each other when it was over with. You said Alec Iomanner's name. This kid is the real deal. He is a big physical receiver. His ability to change directions, as big as he is something that is noticeable. Watch out for number 5, especially on Saturday night against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Another guy to watch. And, I mean, look, it's hard not to get excited about all these rookies because this is the first time we're getting to see them. But everybody's raving about the draft class that general manager Mike Borgonzi and the Titans have put together. We've talked a lot about number 1, Cam Ward. You just mentioned Alec Iomanner. I'm going to give you another one. Number 7, Olawafemi Oladejo. Femi is what we call him. Number 7 was out there with the first team, lining up over on the edge as a pass rusher for Denard Wilson's defense, and he held his own against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was in the backfield against Baker Mayfield today.
Well, as I say, and you and I talked about this, and it's really true. At this point in camp, this was exactly what this team needed.
Yes.
This was exactly what this team needed for the development of the team. And then you've got so many young players on this team. I mean, I've been doing this for nearly 40 years in this league. So having confidence going against other people only comes by going against other people.
Yeah.
And they gained a lot of confidence today because they were like, you know what? This is a good NFC football team. It's a really good football team. 10 wins last year. Todd Bowles, one of my favorites in the league forever to compete against. I mean, but he just does it the old-fashioned, really old-school way. He's got a good football team. This was a great test for this young team today.
I also want to mention Calvin Ridley. I know we're talking about all these young guys. This guy that's 30 years old looks like he's about to have the best season of his entire career if he can stay healthy, and he looks like he's in terrific shape. You look at what he did last year. This is my cheat sheet, by the way, my board that I will be using on Saturday night. 64 catches last year for the Tennessee Titans. I expect him to go far above that number in 2025. He is clearly the number 1 target for Cam Ward, not only during practice and during scrimmages, after practice too. They're catching extra balls. You're going to hear from Calvin coming up here in just a minute, right after he caught a bunch of balls from Cam Ward. But number 0 for the Titans looks ready.
Yeah, and, about the third play of one-on-ones, he went out there and put a little hezzy move on the corner and then took off, and it was a beautiful throw. I mean, it was a classic veteran move against a really, really good corner. The competition today was really good, and it started to increase. The longer they were out there against one another, it started to increase. Now, we were on their home turf, so when the fight started, I mean, the fans were booing because they broke the fight up, and then they booed the Titans when they came to their sideline over there. So it had all the elements of what you're looking for.
It certainly did, and there was a lot of juice out there on that field today. Now, don't just take his word or my word for it. Let's take Calvin Ridley's word for it. Right after practice, we had a chance to catch up with number 0, though he wasn't wearing number 0. In fact, find out right now. Here he is. We are with the top receiver for your Tennessee Titans, number 0, Calvin Ridley, who, as you can see, is in the shape of his life. True?
No. Yeah. This is hard. Football's hard. It's hard to get in shape, but I'm in pretty good shape. Yes.
The big 3-0 hit you recently.
Yes,
I mean, you look like the big 2-0 right now.
Yeah, I still feel young. I run just like I said. I still run fast as the 2-0s. I'm a 3-0, but I still run fast with 2-0s. But yeah, I feel great. I'm in, some of the best shape of my life, and yeah, I'm not declining for sure.
No, and you can see that in practice the last few weeks. Calvin, you played great for the Crimson Tide, for the Falcons, for the Jaguars. You had some adversity along the way.
Yes, sir.
It feels like you have found your groove in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes, sir. I'm happy. Got a pretty good life. Got a great family. Got good friends around me. I got a great teammates, great coaches, and like I said, it's my second year here. And I'm excited about this organization. I'm excited about our quarterback. I'm excited about the players that we have. and it's time to win some games and go to the playoffs. It's time to do big things.
Well, I know that all starts with great quarterback play. You got to have that if you're going to do anything in the National Football League. And you've been raving about the first pick in the draft and how wise beyond his years he is. What is so special about Cameron Ward?
Yes, sir. He's a confident guy, man. He has the arm talent. He's a confident guy. He comes to work, and then he's just that man. He just shows us he's that man with his confidence, man. I haven't been around a young guy with that confidence and that swagger in a long time.
You said after the first practice a few weeks ago that he acts like a 10-year vet. Give us an example of how.
Just like I said, his confidence. He doesn't crack easy. He makes some bad plays, he moves on to the next play. He makes good plays, he moves on to the next play. And you really don't see that. And his timing, with his arm, he's pretty accurate, pretty on time with the ball. And obviously, you can always get better with it. But coming in as a young guy like that and being up to date like that, I think he's ahead of his time.
We had to wait a few extra minutes. He does wear number 0 usually, but after practice every day, he takes this jersey off and you do extra throwing with number 1. Why is that important to you?
Just to get extra timing down, communication. We talk. We do more talking in that period than throwing, honestly. But just to get the communication down. We want to be really, really good on game days. So we need to do that after practice a lot. We don't have that much time in practice to. I don't get every rep with them, and I just do that just to get some more reps.
As you can imagine, everywhere I go, people are like, Taylor, how are the Titans going to be this year? So you know what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to say, Calvin, how are the Titans going to be this year?
Hey, just wait and see. Explosive.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Give us a couple things on offense that you've liked the last couple of weeks.
We throw the ball pretty well. I think we're getting in a groove. We're learning. Like I said, we got young guys around us, but we're getting in a groove. And I seen some things that I like that we can move the ball. We just got to connect more and lock in more and do what Coach says, and we're gonna be all right.
Tighten up.
Tighten up.
Hey, Titans fans, with a Kroger Boost membership, you'll score big with double fuel points, free delivery, and lots more. Go to Kroger.com/boost for details. Kroger, the official grocer of the Tennessee Titans. Tighten up. Home is the forefront of all we do. It's why we're so committed to caring for the places and spaces in which we work and live. Ashley, the official furniture provider of the Tennessee Titans. Now, back to the OTP.
Coach, what are your thoughts about the leadership that Calvin Ridley can bring to this very young offense?
The biggest compliment I can give a player in this league, and I've said it many a times when I get to know the players, is that they're professional. Being a pro is much more than getting a paycheck. Being a pro, this guy's a true pro, and he has demonstrated that this whole off season. He has been front and center with everything that they've done, and he's also been front and center trying to help develop this young team. As I say, the biggest compliment I can give somebody that makes a living in this league is they're a true pro. He's a pro.
He is, and we expect him to have a big season catching the football from number 1, Cam Ward. Okay, Coach, Saturday night, Tennessee Titans preseason game number 1, Raymond James Stadium against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Give me a thing or two that you think is most important to see from the Titans on Saturday night.
I think it's important for this offensive line to play together as a group for a couple of series. I mean, at least that. Because we really feel like from tackle to tackle, don't we, that they've made a big improvement. But they've got to play together. That, the symbiotic relationship that you have to have in an offensive line from tackle to tackle can only develop during games. You can only develop it so much during the practice. But during games, it has to come together. To me, that's the number one thing to look at.
I mean, you stole my player, Elikai Manor, and you stole the thing that I'm most excited to see.
I don't mean to be stealing your stuff.
No, it just great minds think alike, and that's where I was going to go too because – and we said it to each other during practice, Coach – if Cam Ward has time to go through his progressions and if he's able to get the ball down the field, I think that's going to be a critical part of the Titans' offense, and that offensive line in front of him is going to have to give him that time. So that is exciting to watch on Saturday night. He's going to play at least a couple of series on Saturday night, so at the beginning of the game, that's what certainly we will be looking for. Pass rush, can the Titans impact the other quarterback? Whether it's Baker Mayfield playing any on Saturday night or it's Kyle Trask or it's any other quarterback that they're going to face during the season, the Titans need to be in the backfield in 2025?
Well, the first thing they've got to do defensively, and again, I don't ever refer to the years past because the league is ever changing, but
Right.
you've got to renew yourself every year. But they've got to stop the run. They've got to do a much better job than they did towards the end of the season last year, stopping the run. It's just fundamental to playing defense because you earn the right to rush the passer, and the only way you earn the right to rush the passer is you put the offense behind the chains. And to put the offense behind the chains, you've got to play good run defense. That's the first thing I'm going to look at because I'm very interested to watch this linebacker group, behind the defensive front in a game where they're trying to run the football, which this team that we're playing in Tampa, they know how to run it.
Yeah, they certainly do. Well, I can't wait to be looking at this board on Saturday night, representing the Tennessee Titans, doing the play-by-play. It is the honor of my career, truly, to get to do this, to represent a community that I care so deeply about on the microphone with you, with Rhett Bryan, with Will Bowling, with the rest of our team. I cannot wait to get started with you, my friend, on Saturday night.
Yeah, well, Titans Radio is a big thing for Titans fans, and we love the fact that you're here, and we're going to crush it.
Yes, we are. Happy birthday to you. Special shout-out to Jack and to Max. I think Max lost 15 pounds at practice on Thursday. My man Big Jack was sweating bullets even before practice started.
He's got a bad knee. He's playing hurt. He's playing hurt. But these two guys, they're the best because I'll tell you what, people were moving fast out there today.
They worked their tails off.
It was a little bit warm out there today.
We're sitting in for the president of everything, Miss Amy Wells, for the head coach of the Titans radio broadcast, my man Dave McGinnis. I'm Taylor Zarzour. We cannot wait to be joining you on Saturday night on Titans Radio. Tighten up.